2.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to the H3 podcast. Thank you to Manscaping and Me Undies for sponsoring us. Today, we have the return of the great Bill Burr.
What's up, guys?
Thank
How
you for
are you?
coming back.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
beautiful baby boy. Look at your wife. She's glowing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know, she is. She really is. Did she show you pictures? I saw
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
did.
Oh, we did the
Yeah.
whole thing. We
Yeah.
Cute,
did all the pictures and stuff. Yeah.
He agreed that he looks like you.
You see
Definitely. Definitely.
it?
I think so.
Yeah, he's a chubby. He's chubby. We have that in common.
It's a good thing for a baby.
Yeah.
It
You know what I mean?
is. Yeah, for sure.
You know?
It's the only time in your life you can be chubby.
Yeah. No, enjoy it too. Because, like, when those little rolls go away, you know, like the little sausage links going
Yeah.
down. Like, my daughter used to have, like, one right in the middle of her forearm. I was just like,
So
what is that? How did you get that thing?
Yeah.
And then now she's all, like, leaning out and running around and stuff. But it's all, she's hilarious. This morning, I did Kimmel the other day. And I wanted to just, like, I wanted to show something to my wife. And she was watching, like, Muppet Babies this morning. I said, hey, you want to see Dad on TV? And she's like, no. She like looked at me, took it in. She just like, no. Want to watch Muppet Babies? And I was like, all right, fair enough.
He's like, I got him all day.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
That's that's the special thing, though. No matter how famous, no matter who you are, to your kids, you're just dad.
Well, I mean, Muppet Babies is pretty funny.
That's true. I love Muppet
Yeah.
Babies growing up. You can't.
Yeah, any kid show that is empathetic enough to throw like adult jokes, like some jokes in there for you too, which is what I always liked
Yeah.
about Sesame Street as I got older, and my little brothers or whatever would be watching it. There was a whole new viewing of it. Like, oh man, they got a lot of jokes in here for older people too. So Muppet
Sesame
Babies.
Street. I didn't know that. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Before we get too deep, I want
Never
to.
saw that when the guy came in to get the musical instrument, and he asked for some instrument. He goes, "Oh, you one of those?" He walked away, and I was just like, "What is he? What does that even mean? That's not a joke for a kid." He was kind of being a pain in the ass customer, and it was just funny.
I haven't seen. I guess I'm good. I am
love that.
excited, honestly, to relive all of these childhood classics as Theodore gets older. It's
Yeah.
gonna be. I'm excited. You get to rewatch all the Disney films. You get to rewatch the Sesame Streets. Was there any of those that were
Well, the Sesame Street's the classic ones. I mean, I was born in '68, so when I first started watching it, 3 or 4, the show was only like 3 or 4 years old. I think it came out the same year I was born. So I saw all the classics, and it was Jim Henson doing the voices, and the Cookie Monster was eating cookies. I know he went
Wait, he
veggie
doesn't
for a while, but then he came back. Yeah, this
He stopped eating cookies.
9 people complain now, and everybody gets scared. Oh my God, the Cookie Monster can't eat cookies. It's
Was his
like,
name
I would have just said, "Why are you fat shaming him?" I just would have thrown it right back at him. You know what I mean?
Did they
Yeah.
change his name?
No, they didn't change his name. The whole thing was just weird. I mean, I was sort of half paying attention to that, but he's
Yeah,
back
okay.
to like eating cookies or whatever. But show's just been on so long that a lot of people that did the voices have retired or passed on, so it's a little bit different. And
Yeah.
we just started watching again, and Marie and Luis is still there. Mr. Hooper obviously is long gone. I didn't see David or Bob on there. It's been a long time though, but it was just crazy. Like Luis and Maria were living together. I'm like, they shacked up. Lived on that street too long, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
Oh.
still a huge fan.
Well, I want to first of all celebrate your new comedy special streaming on Netflix right now, Paper Tiger, which I had the pleasure of watching. So funny, so
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Amazing.
I feel like it was just it was just like such an entertaining, wonderful piece of comedy. I felt like you weren't trying to be provocative or offend anyone.
I was
You were
just having
doing
fun.
just having fun.
Yeah.
And I think like sometimes anyway, I appreciated that. I thought
thank
it was.
you. I was in that amazing venue, and I had the added nervousness of being in a different country and like going, was this stupid? Was this a mistake?
Right.
And
It was in London?
But it ended up being like just it was a great time. And then like Mike Binder just did such a great job. And he watched the hour like 10 different times. He just kept coming to shows. I'm like, this guy's crazy. But he knew the hours so well that he knew how to.
Who's that? The director?
Yes,
Oh.
sorry, Mike Bonner. Yeah, the director. So.
So you did how many? So is that how it works? Where you did a bunch of shows and they cut it up?
No, he went to go see me
Oh.
a bunch of times, and
I
then
see.
I did I think I did one show Monday, and then I did a show Tuesday.
Hmm.
Is how it worked. So it was kind of weird. Where usually you just do 2 in one night, and you get the warm up, and then it's usually the second show, and then when you're making your edits, you just take a little bit here and a little bit. I try to do it, as much as I can all one show, so it doesn't like. You start to notice when you jump back and forth, and then also I'm trying as much as possible to show a show that I did, not create a show that never happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then it gets too smoothed out, too slick, and everything's fine. It's like the
Yeah.
mistakes and everything are the things that give it like the personality.
I love that you left in like the part about the mic, messing up the continuity because the piece of the mic fell or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest with you. I looked at it like
Yeah.
twice. I looked at it like twice. People, when quoting Joe's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Joke.
Yeah.
I did that. I don't remember saying that. So
There was that great moment
Yeah.
where the women are not heckled, but somebody screamed something from the audience about consent.
oh yeah.
That was just great. That was so
Yeah,
fun.
and that happens all
Yeah,
the time. Like
yeah.
people sit there and how they hear something is what you're saying, and then you're directly attacking them, and it's just
yeah.
it's just such a it's just a weird time.
Yeah.
It is a weird time. I've heard you saying that a lot in interviews.
Well, Joe Rogan's last special was "Strange Time,"
Yeah,
which was perfect.
Right.
I try to I keep wanting to say "Strange Time," but it was the name of the special, so
Yeah.
it is. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre time. I had this chunk too where I was making fun of that support the troops thing, and just the conspiracy theories as to why that wasn't in there. It was like, he totally pussied out because his special came out September 10th and September 11th you didn't get the heat. Blah blah blah.
My
It's like
God.
no, the special was too long.
You have
And
to
not
cut
to
stuff.
mention that night, I mean, it went well, but it didn't go as great as it always did. And I was like, what the fuck happened in that part of the show? And what happened was, I guess the IRA sent a threat that there was a bunch of bombs around London that day. So it just had that little weird,
that
different tone in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was.
Huh.
Yet nobody told me because well, don't tell the talent because we don't have to freak them out. I was like, no, tell me.
Yeah.
So I can
You
react
can
to
acknowledge it.
and do it. And
They would love that.
Yeah, but nobody did. So I was just
my
sort of
God.
confused, and I'm like, going, it never fucking fails. It kills 100% of the
that's-
time, and then the night of the special, somebody fucking falls off a chair or something. So I just sort of plowed through it, and but I recorded at Madison Square Garden, and it's going to be, I'll be releasing that maybe sometime next year or something like that. I just got the album cover. It's going to be sick.
Nice.
And it's gonna be a double album. It's gonna be so sick. But that bit's on there. So now that makes it kind of cool. I was talking to somebody. That's sort of like my Zeppelin, like my Hey What Can I Do, or Traveling, Riverside Blues. It's just something that just didn't make the album. But just watching somebody just, liking the joke so much that it wasn't there, that they then just took this thing and just ran with it. I just, I was like, wow, man, I do that. I do that all the time. So I don't necessarily get like upset with that thing, but the person's watching or whatever, that's what happened. Like we made the decision way before we even knew what the date was, because Netflix doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Like they're just like,
They don't tell you when it's coming.
yeah, they're like the Federal Reserve, just waiting for this information. Then finally, like September,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, what date? We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it had nothing to do with that. And Mike was just going like, dude, this whole special is about you, and that thing there kind of doesn't fit. It's just sort of this aside. So I was like, I fought him. I was like, I don't think so. I want to keep the whole thing. I want to just have the whole thing, typical artist, keep everything. And then when we took it out, I was just like, it just flowed. And then it also, it was kind of, oh man, it went from like an hour and 20 or something like that down to like an hour and 5 or hour and 6. And then it just flew. I got in, I got out. It made you wish it was longer, and that's where you want to leave. You don't want to be like,
Very true.
let's just hit pause. I go get a fucking burrito or something.
There's a lot of comedy specials that
They feel
you
too
start to
long.
feel the length, the duration. But like the
Hey, you
best,
want that.
the best. No,
But even wanting more. It's one of the oldest.
that's
and
what you
still-
did,
Still works.
and you
yeah.
did it. I watched the whole thing with joy and pleasure, and when it came, where'd the time go? Where'd the time go?
Good. Well, good. Good. It's been.
Paper Tiger on Netflix right now. Why did you do it in London?
Two reasons. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and my favorite footage is of them at Royal Albert Hall. And the first time I played there, I think I was just a little freaked out that I was standing on that stage because it really looks the same as that concert footage from almost 45 years ago or something. And we were just over there, and we were like, I've done a special in New York. I did one in San Francisco. I've done them down south. I did one in D.C. and right on the friggin' Mason-Dixon line, essentially. And it was just like, where now? Where do I go now? Where would it be different? And everywhere you go, the crowd has like a different vibe. It's weird, like the laughs sound different and stuff that they react to, and then you have to adjust while you're on stage, and then that makes you present. I find it works for me. So, and then the other side was me and Mike Binder smoke cigars, and he just wanted to smoke a cigar with me in London. He normally directs major movies, and he just as this one-off was like, all right, I'll direct your special.
Yeah.
And we'll smoke a cigar after. It'll be great. And that's how it kind of went down.
Wow.
Everything looked amazing. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, he did. He
theater was
It
beautiful.
felt so classy, all the shots and.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that because
Yeah.
that was definitely something that we took time, and it's kind of something that I was working towards through all of my specials, and I've worked with a lot of great people, like the last 2 or 3 I did with Jay Karras, and then this one I worked Mike Binder on this one, and I don't know, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I notice you. Not that I'm criticizing, because sometimes it works, but like it starts, you're on stage. There's no intro, sketch, or anything like that, and then it ends, and you're off stage. There's a lot of different things that comedians start doing now, where they're kind of putting stuff in the beginning and end. But
it's just
you
a
made that
choice.
conscious choice to do that, and
I've always I
noticed
got
that.
too much shit I want to say.
Why to waste time with sketches? And
I'm a
stuff?
blabbermouth. I don't have time for a sketch. But other people, though,
It
works.
Yeah,
it works.
great.
So it's just one of those things,
Yeah.
and some people joke about this, and some people joke about that. It's just like, it's sort of the whole thing.
So, by the way, on tour, BillBurr.com. Get that out of the way. Mandalorian. Apparently, you can't talk about it, but you.
Well, I can't say what happens.
Okay, you can't say what happens, but tell me what you can. Let's say that. What can you say about
I can tell you it looks sick.
it? Okay.
Like everybody else. Like, I've always been like a sports fan, and I was, I didn't grow up on Star Wars.
Right.
I kind of, by the time I discovered it was out there, I was more into my Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So, teenage years. So, and they were into Ewoks at that point, so it just didn't connect.
Yeah.
And, but I did, Empire Strikes Back I did like. So, I don't know. I just, how the hell did it come together? Just over the years of getting to know Mike Binder and working with Vince Vaughn's company and Peter Billingsley with F is for Family. Eventually, you're going to meet Jon Favreau, which I did. And that's how I ended up doing that episode of his cooking show. We had a good time. You get along. So much of this business is meeting somebody. It's like, I like this guy. I could be on the set with this guy for 12 hours a day, 14 sometimes. And I was at Mike Binder's birthday party, and John was there. He said, "Hey man," he goes, "I'm doing the next Star Wars." I was like, "Oh wow, that's great." And he goes, "Would you ever want to do like a part in it or something like that?" And I kind of laughed. I was like, "Dude, I always make fun of those Star Wars people trying to annoy them every time one of those movies comes out, just to be a dick." And he goes, "No, I think it'd be funny, because I think it'd be funny if the people that listen to your podcast actually saw you on that." And I was just like, "Really?" And my wife was there. She was like, "Yes, say yes." You will." I go, "All right,
Say yes.
all right, I'll do it."
You got it.
And see, but my Star Wars was like the Magnificent Seven. It was like the Great Escape, Bridge Over the River Kwai, Cool Hand Luke. That's what I grew up on. Those were the movies that I loved, and I loved all of those. Kelly's Heroes, all of that stuff was the stuff. The Dirty Dozen.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those, that's what I grew up on, and that's what I loved. And so I don't know, I didn't understand, as weird as this is, the magnitude
Yes.
of something like that, because John just kept laughing at me. He goes, dude, you don't understand. You don't understand.
It's the
dude, and then I went in this
biggest thing.
super creepy thing where you just stand there, and there's like a zillion, like, this is just like, you know, when they go to do the action figure thing, like there's like
They
like
rendered
8 feet
your
high,
body,
just
camera.
camera.
That's
and then,
serious
and
stuff.
then you stand there,
Crazy.
and you're just like, oh my God, did I just give away my DNA to Disney?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was weird.
So what's the purpose of that? To CGI your body? Like, that seems pretty serious.
I don't know.
Special
I don't know what
They
the
didn't
purpose
tell you
of it
what.
was, but I was just sort of let in there, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what you did. And I
That's
guess
funny.
they make an action figure or something. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
no, we're going to get Bill and Burr stuff.
I don't know. That was.
Oh, it sounds pretty serious. Let me ask you this. Are you...
But I'll tell you this. But then I when I went down there, it was Rick Famuyiwa is the one who directed it, and he just was. I don't want to say how he was shooting, but how he was shooting it was so cool, and it was like. I mean, you saw the trailer, you know, the
Yeah.
Stormtrooper heads on
Yeah.
the stakes and
Amazing.
stuff. This is, it's just like,
Was
it
this
was
the-
badass.
Was this the craziest shoot you've been on? I mean, it doesn't really get crazier budget than Star Wars, does it?
No,
It
no,
doesn't.
I don't know.
Production.
If, like, there was a room that they had. I mean, are you allowed to talk about the technology?
Yes.
It's just like you walked into the room, and then the door closed around you, and you were just surrounded by this giant green screen, and then they just projected like all of this stuff.
The whole
Wow.
world.
Yeah, so you'd be talking to somebody, and if I
Yeah.
move like this, like the background moved behind you,
Oh
you
my
get like
God.
vertigo.
No way.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
I heard it's the highest budget show ever made, right, Dan? What was the budget on that thing? Like 25 million
I
an
think
episode?
it's like 15 or 20 mil an episode.
Like
So,
more than
yeah.
Game of Thrones per episode.
oh my god!
but-
Well, I gotta
crazy.
tell you this: if you see the trailer, like when he showed me the trailer, because you know you're always you're just like this close to it. You don't even know what's going
Right.
on,
Mm-hmm.
and also they just give you like your sides for the scene. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going on for the most part. And then like on my last day, fortunately, my episode I think was far enough into the season where they had a rough cut of the trailer.
Mm.
And he showed it to the whole crew on that big round thing. And the last scene I was doing, I was way up on this, I don't know what the hell it is, scaffolding type thing. So I was standing up there just watching the size of a brownstone, you know, projection of it. And I was just like, that's when I got excited.
That's
And I went from like, hey, this is pretty cool to like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to be in this.
Yeah.
And but it's funny because I got a bunch of friends of mine who don't care about sports and are totally like nerding out for this thing. So they
Yeah.
were just like, oh, what the fuck? You're in that thing? And I had a buddy of mine, Joe DeRosa, who is not into sports at all. And I remember years ago, he said to me, hey, you know, he goes, I had drinks with this guy the other night. He works for the Yankees, Joe Talley or something. And I was just like, Joe Torre? Yeah, that's the guy. He's a cool guy. So you had fucking drinks with Joe Torre?
Right.
Joe probably loved him because he didn't ask so many baseball questions.
Yeah.
So when he gave me shit about being in it,
Yeah.
he goes, you got to be kidding me. You're in this shit. What the fuck? You don't even watch these movies and blah, blah, blah. I was just like, Joe, you had drinks with Joe Torre. He was just like, all right. That's the universe coming back to me. So, but it was really fun scenes. Lot going on, and the other actors that I got to work with. It was pretty. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty.
I'm
It was
excited.
intense.
Yeah.
It was definitely long days, like a lot of stuff like that. But it was. Yeah, I think it's gonna be sick.
I'm excited.
And I kind of have this running theme. If you look at my IMDb page,
Mm-hmm.
where I sort of somehow parrot troop into these really cool
Really
things for like
good
a second.
stuff.
A couple sketches on Chappelle's show, a couple
Yeah.
episodes
Right.
of Breaking Bad, and I just
Yeah.
sort of like, hey,
You've got like the
episode of
most
Star Wars. Yeah.
the most accomplished IMDb.
Yeah, without
record
really
ever.
being in it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
You've
It's
done
like
it.
I always feel like when I
Yeah.
get on these things, I won like a radio contest or something. Like, hey, play a, you know. I don't even know what the reference is in Star Wars. I was gonna say play a stormtrooper, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you nailed it. See, you're in now.
All right.
Oh man, I was thinking, I was like, there's no way that Disney is going to get me to pony up for their premium. I was like, there's no way
That's the greatest money that they could have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not in that world, but I did a thing one time at Comic-Con when Breaking Bad had this 10-year thing, and they asked me if I wanted to host it. I was like, absolutely, totally honored. And when I went down there to Comic-Con, it was just like, it was a whole other world. It was just like, Jesus Christ. And the kids down there, I call them kids, I'm 51. they were really cool. Just how like into shows and how much they appreciated. And there was a couple of efforts for family fans down there. For some reason, we've never done, with an animated show, we've never done a Comic-Con. And I know like all the writers and Mike Price, co-creator of the show, he really wants to do it. So I'm hoping at some point.
That'd be great. That'd be fun.
We get to go down there because, they're.
It's a whole universe.
Yeah.
It is. There's people that grew up reading the comics, and I wasn't into it, but I've heard people describing it like Howard Stern. I listened to, and he talks about he grew up on comics like they were his second dad. He was.
Oh yeah.
It's like really that ingrained. So.
Yeah,
You're in it now.
Some of my siblings were really into them. Comic books. I never quite got into. I like the drawings.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
liked how strong they look. It
I
made me
love the
wish I was that
drawings.
strong. But other than that, I just want to go outside and play.
I could never read one, but I had a few just for the drawings.
Yeah. There you go.
Love
Let me see. I want to talk to you about childbirth because I know we have that in common. Not that we've given birth, really. That's impossible as far as I'm aware of it. Yeah. But the act of being a father's and mother's in this case. I always hear people saying that the best day of their life was when their child was born, right? Like you hear that? That to me was like one of the worst, longest, stressful days of my life.
Yeah.
Like,
I just wanted my wife to be out of pain.
Yeah, I mean it's scary. Exactly. Hila's hooked up to like the Matrix. Did your wife do the epidural?
I really don't remember much of that. I was just like, you always see these movies where like, they give birth in the car, and like, you have so much time.
You have so
much time. Like the water breaks. It's just I had a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Who since moved on from writing on the show. He was talking about on the first one they were like, oh my God, the water broke, like John Wick driving down the street. And then the second time they had a kid, it's like, my water broke. All right, I'm gonna finish watching an episode of this and we'll get over there. But I was panicked about that, and I was really freaking out about becoming a dad and how my life was gonna change, and it's like one of those things where you're just like, am I worthy of this? And one of my friends said the thing that really stuck with me. He goes, the craziest thing is the day they discharge you and they give you your baby, and you're just sitting there going like, and he goes like, I can leave with this? And they're all just like, yeah, you'll figure it out.
You know what's funny?
Totally.
I liken it to buying a gun. I bought a gun, and that's exactly the only ever time I felt that too.
Right.
I went and I bought a shotgun to defend my home, and they're like, here you go.
Right.
And I was like, I can leave. I don't know how to use this fucking thing.
So
but I felt the same way.
Did you go down and take some lessons, I hope?
Yes, I did. But they give you the bullets, they give you the gun. They're like, God bless America. I didn't know that, but those are the only two times I felt that. Taking home a baby and taking home a shotgun.
I had that moment right after delivery when you finish the whole delivery part and they're going to move you to your own room. And we were just the two of us in the room with the baby, and the last, like everyone was leaving, and then the last nurse was like, okay, so your room will be over there, and we'll head there, and you guys are done. And I was like, wait, so
wait.
Is anyone going to tell me anything? What do I do now?
Or something?
Yeah.
Is there a pamphlet?
What's next? Like,
Then they always like, just naturally it's going to happen.
You'll figure it out.
I did like getting her home, though. Like, I wasn't nervous driving down the highway with her. I just wanted to get her home and then get her in the house. And then once I had her in the house, I was like terrified to go outside the house with her for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the first time I actually walked out on the porch with her, my first thought was, what if a bird of prey were to try to come down, and how I would kill the bird and set her down gently at the same time. I had this whole, like, action movie thing that I worked out. And but I found that it's just, it's definitely helped me, at least around the house, like manage my emotions and calm down a lot more and understand how much, my crazy behavior affects, I realized how much it was affecting my wife through, having a kid, being like, all right, I need to chill the fuck out and stop flipping out over little things. It's not like I yell at people. I just yell about stuff. Like, what the fuck? And just being like, like this crazy guy in a bus station. So
Ethan is a lot like that.
I have that same disease.
Yeah. Well, one day when you see your kid looking at you for the first time, processing it, and you will see in their eyes who you are as a person, and it's very embarrassing. You're just like, wow, this is what my wife has been trying to explain to me for 10 years, and I just thought she was like bitching at me, and then I just like, well, she just... I got judged.
I love your joke in the special, the whole bit. I'm still thinking about it. I can't stop about how you're just. I don't want to say the joke.
That's
but
all
how
right.
You're such a great dad. You nailed it on. Bringing in the money, taking the trash out. You got it all nailed down. But the only thing is that.
The only thing she has on me is who I am as a person.
That joke is a masterpiece.
Oh, yes.
I would laugh at it if it wasn't so true and sad.
Yeah, I know.
But that's
you
why
could
it's so
tell.
funny.
No, I fuck up so it's going great, and then I just I fucked it up the other day. She goes, hey, let's go out and celebrate as a family on your special, okay? And I have a pilot's license, and I'm trying to get my instrument rating. So I bought, I got all excited. I did like this nerdy computer shit that I never do. I bought a flight simulator game, and I had the yoke, the throttle, and all of this stuff. And I'm going to upload it, and everything's going great. Everything's going great until the last disc. And this happens to me every fucking time. And I just was like beside myself. And I just start off with, it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I mean, how many, every fucking time. It's just, you use your cell phone. I lose a cell phone, it's just gone. You lose a cell phone, a fucking Boy Scout finds it. Oh, here you go. I'll bring it to you on a pillow. And I just kept ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. And in my head, I'm like, Bill, stop it. Stop it. And by the time I shut it down, which is way earlier than I usually do, I had already fucked up the whole night.
Oh, no.
And then I had to have the, we just wanted to go out as a family, and I have to sit there going, I know. And then what happened? The next day, our nanny comes over. It's just like, well, just hit reset and start over again. The whole thing just loaded. So we're going to attempt again today with a lunch. We'll see how that goes. So whatever.
Well, I guess we're at that time for a break. We're about halfway in. So let's throw
Really?
It's been 30 minutes.
That was 30 minutes, just like that.
Good times. We'll be right back. We'll throw to a break. We'll be right back with the great Bill Burr. Today, I am proud and honored to introduce a revolutionary product, Manscaped. These are guys that specially engineer products for shaving your dick and balls. Yes, I said that right. Now, first of all, I almost at this point have even stopped because I cut my shaft and I don't know why. I know it's horrid. Every time I'm always cutting my shaft when I'm trying to shave everything down there, and it's so, and my balls too, and it's so painful. It's more than painful. It's just you're like, I just cut my dick and my balls, and there's a little blood too. It's just such a horrid sight. You don't ever want to see blood near your dick or your balls. But that's why Manscaped has come in. And let me tell you another problem. I have my whole life used my beard trimmer on my pubes. I'm not proud of that fact. But what else am I supposed to do? I usually do it before taking a shower. So, okay, now we've got it all figured out, right? Did you know I did? You knew I did that.
I've seen that.
What were your did you have any? You never confronted me about it.
I was thinking like you described it. What can you do?
You take a shower afterwards. It's not like I'm walking around with pubes on my face. I shower afterwards. But we don't have issues anymore because we've got Manscaped. Let me pull this sweet little thing out. This is the one that you use to scape. Look at that fat guard, baby, to keep that shaft nice and clean. Okay, but this shit right here, boy, you need that nice, clean. Look at this. This is called the plow, dude. It's got a mirror so that you can, get in there. And this thing is clean. It's safe. And I'm telling you, this is specially engineered by NASA scientists.
I like how vintage it looks.
Because sometimes you got to keep it real. Sometimes you get too fancy, and then all of a sudden, You're cutting your dick and balls and you're bleeding. Let me tell you about this. Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. It's their lawnmower 2.0. Proprietary skin-safe technology so this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. I'm telling you, dude. It's so important. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past. And don't use the same trimmer on your face as you're using on your balls. They're hitting all the same spots. They know exactly. That's just nasty. I couldn't agree more. And trust me, my pubes do not smell like a fucking, spring meadow. Okay? Manscaped also has the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. Hold the phone. Crop Preserver. This is it. Anti-chafe ball deodorant and moisturizer. Give me a second. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why not put deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? Amen, brother. What is this? Crop Reviver, toner and refresher. Let's get a smell. Oh my God! If my dick smelled like that, you would never get off it. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code H3 at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job. Your balls will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with code H3 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with code H3. All right. Now, since we're on the topic of dick and balls, let me support them in a different way. MeUndies. Soft, breathable. I've been shopping for underwear, and it's all awful. Like, I used the MeUndies, and I'm like, well, what else is out there? There's nothing on par with these MeUndies in terms of soft, breathable fabric. I'll tell you the problem I have. It's the waistband, this part here, the waist. It's like, it feels so coarse and awful on my body. How hard is it? MeUndies is the only one that's figured out. You got to make the waistband soft. You got to make it breathable. You got to make it all feel good. That's why MeUndies is the best underwear in the game. And if you're already taking the time to clean your dick and balls to make it look and smell great, then you better wrap it up nicely, too, like a Christmas present. Do you know what I'm saying, Gila? Yeah, Gila knows exactly what I'm talking about. MeUndies. It's micromodal. Ever heard of that? It's like, what was the name of that? Vibranium. That was like what they used in Black Panther, that magic shit from space. Vibranium, bro. It micromodal. It's the same shit. These guys have sizes extra small to 4XL. Holy 4XL. Damn. Those probably go down to the toes, dude. Sometimes I get underwear so big it peeks out the bottom of my shorts. That's a sexy look that I encourage you all to rock. MeUndies has got 5 new silhouettes with the feel-free collection for women designed for every type of body in mind and a featherweight waistband that makes you feel free. Undie exhaustion be gone. What, is that a technical? Undie exhaustion. New prints drop every Tuesday, so you'll never run out of ways to express yourself. Listen, let me just be honest. I'm not expressing myself through my underwear. I'm wearing this because it's comfortable as hell.
I love the prints.
Yeah, but I'm not expressing myself. Reminds me of that scene from The Office, our office. He's like, you want to express yourself, don't you? With the pins. Yeah, they're cool, though. They're cool. I mean, listen, I'm talking about the underwear itself. It's fantastic. Plus, members get an exclusive print at the beginning of every month. These prints are fun, but they also offer classic colors, so don't always play by the rules, motherfuckers. I included that. MeUndies just launched white. They said gasp. After Labor Day, white underwear. Don't wear white underwear because you're gonna get shit stains on that. It's gonna be embarrassing. I would never wear white underwear. Don't do it. Just don't do it to yourself. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchase, you get 15% off and free shipping. Oh, and guess what? There's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if it isn't the most comfortable, breathable, best piece of underwear you've ever tried on, you just send it back and you get money back. So that's a freaking 100% guarantee. You got nothing to lose, dude. 50% off, free shipping, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Go to MeUndies.com/H3. That's MeUndies.com/H3. Mwah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome back, everybody.
So
We're talking about me being fat, not being able to lose weight.
Yeah,
we're talking
I
about
help
how
you
you're
out
not
here.
that fat, but you need to get healthy.
Yeah, 3 months, dude. I'm giving you.
And
the
you know what's
smoothie
happening right
It's gonna
now?
change
Oh,
your
you
life.
got the smoothie recipe?
On my phone, you're getting
Oh.
smoothie recipes.
All right, that one's gonna taste like a chocolate shake. That's the one, and then I'll
For
give you. I'll
real?
give you my
Read me
green
that.
smoothie.
Here.
All right, this is from Bill. Almond milk. I love almond milk. Ice.
There
Love
you go.
ice.
There you go.
That's it. That's all it is.
No.
Banana almond butter.
Yeah.
What is maca powder?
Maca powder, you can get that at like a GNC or something like that. It's like a protein.
Okay, protein powder and cinnamon.
Yeah.
That
And
sounds
cinnamon.
delicious.
It is delicious in it, but it's not going to send your salt. You're not going to be chasing salt and sugar all day like a junkie. So then you do that, and then in between your breakfast and lunch, you just have like fruit and almonds and stuff like that. And I kind of eat. I had a nutritionist, and he gave me all of these meals, and I just picked out 3 or 4 of my favorite for each time, like lunch. And breakfast. I'm not too good with the dinner ones. I got to get back into those. But if you just have like 2 or 3 of those, and you just sort of rotate them, and then every once in a while, even if every 3-4 days you just go out. Like people always try to say you have a cheat day. Like I've heard you have a cheat meal. That's what you have. You don't, because you fuck up for a whole day, dude. That can turn
That's
into
bad.
You can go a whole year. If you don't understand cravings
Yeah.
and what your body is telling you. Like I've really learned with addiction. Addiction is just simply doing something that you don't want to be doing. Like I don't want to be doing. Like me with cigars. Like I didn't want to smoke last night, and I did. And it's just like, so there's a form of addiction there. It's not like I wake up like I need a cigar, man. But I have a problem.
Yeah.
I have to address the fact that I have to be driving the ship. Being like, I said once every 2 weeks, craving. Okay? And now you're just, I'm sliding off the rails here. So you just have to, I'd love to quit those fucking things. I really should. So that's, there's always something. But then it's like, I haven't drank in almost a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it's like.
So then it just
sucks,
becomes
though,
at the
'cause
end of
you
the day, you're like, well, what it is you open Pandora's box where you started getting a buzz. So then you have to stay like straight edge to the point that you don't think, because, basically for the first 17 years of my life, I was straight edge because, I was a baby.
Yeah.
And then, I wasn't like, oh, God, what a day at the playground. I need a drink. You know what I mean? There was none of that. But then once you get into that world, it's just like, there's just so little information about how once you go off on your own, how you have to be your own parent. You have to say it's time to go home. It's time to go bed. To go to bed. You need it, and like all of a sudden, it's just that overwhelming sense of freedom of you don't have your parents, you're not in school anymore. I don't have to fucking read anymore.
Right.
I love Oreo cookies. I'm gonna buy a whole fucking box if I'm gonna sit here and eat them.
No, it's
Nobody's telling me what to do, and you start sitting there thinking you're a rebel, and it's just like.
Do you ever feel like when you're like, for example, I don't enjoy weed. I wish I enjoyed weed, man. Oh, it makes me feel like shit. I don't even enjoy drinking. It makes me feel like shit. And then it's like all I have are these hamburgers. It's the only. No, I have a lot to live. I have a lot to live for.
No, but I know what you mean.
It's like.
That's how my cigars are. It's just like
exactly.
It's
It's
like
like
I do.
let me have this one thing.
Yeah.
But it's bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
But I eat a lot of fucking Egg McMuffins, dude.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the worst fucking way ever to start your day because your salt is just going to be through the roof.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. It's like flying a fucking plane. And you just go like this. You just want straight and level.
I'm going to hit that smoothie.
Straight, level,
delicious.
and boring. And then I got a green smoothie that's great. Now I do those.
I want the green smoothie. Can I get the green smoothie?
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
So tell me.
There's one Ezekiel bread. You put a little mustard. You toast that up, a little mustard on it, and then just put some spinach leaves on it, and then make an egg over easy. Put that on top.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah,
I like
but then just don't salt the shit out of the egg, because then you're gonna wake up. I
never thought
sugar vampire sits up. Time to
I
feed.
never thought about the salt as an issue. Because like, oh, there's no fucking calories in salt.
No, it's what it does. It's gonna the cravings, and then your body's just gonna start going like, just have a handful of M&Ms. It's not that bad, man. Come on, just hook me up, man. Hook me up.
It's so true.
And the reality is you just have to just kind of push through that. It's like 8 to 15 minutes. You just have to push through
that's
that.
So true.
And get to the other side.
Yeah.
Drink some water. And start thinking sane again.
Yeah.
And it's like there's so much shit my phone. I'm addicted to my phone. I just like, I'm at phone. This is messing with my stuff. You know, it's another thing I did. You know, I fucking went out with my family, and I was just sitting there answering all these emails. I was so excited that people liked my special.
Yeah.
And then I was like, huh? And then I was like, I was there, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I literally make fun of people like that in my act. It's just like, I'm the biggest fucking hypocrite ever. So
That's
whatever.
right. We're all hypocrites.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning that God, when we were on break, you said something. Oh, that the McDonald's people are jealous of heroin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say like literally like something blasphemous and those fucking lunatics sue me, but like,
Well, that's not
but
defamatory.
food companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something I read one time really stuck with me that they looked at hardcore drugs and junkies with envy, going, we want people.
They case studied
So
it.
they call it like we want our food to have a craveability.
Right.
It's like I remember one time when they had this one team had a bounty. You know, if you knock out a player on another team, a football team.
That's
so rather than saying that, he goes, I need to know if you guys are willing to compete at the level that we need you to compete, because no one's going to say it. Like right then, it's just, I mean, like just fucking try to injure people and knock them out. Is that what you're saying? I would never say that, but that's what I want you to do. We want our food to have a craveability, and that's why like all of that fucking food, that shit that's just bad. Like you give me, I start Oreo cookies, and I don't. That sleeve could be from here to my house.
It's like a bender. It's like a food bender.
Yeah.
When like a sober person goes, you know, you take a sip and you're fucking wake up
So
in
here's
Vegas.
the thing with ice cream: you can't take the pint to the couch.
Right.
If you just take it and you scoop out what you're gonna have, and try to say, and you have to be in the right mindset. Like, okay, I'm doing this. At least for me.
No,
that's what I learned with like booze, which is why I stopped. Was because I'm not like addictive in the classic case, but I am like, if it's in the house, I'm gonna consume it.
Right.
So I don't have the, I don't have any cigars in the house anymore. I kind of have some high-end booze that I just can't throw it out because it costs me so much fucking money. But like, I walk by it now, I don't even see it. It's like it's like books on the shelf. It's like I'm not reading those.
That's beautiful.
So it is kind of a, I'm trying to keep steering into my new drug is 8 hours sleep, which this week doing all this press and shit I haven't really gotten. But like there really is.
I really need 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours sleep is the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
Once you have a kid, and but I will say though, knocking out all your vices, it's the greatest morning you'll ever have, and the worst evenings, every single day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm 15 years younger. This is great, and then just the day hits you and all the shit that happens during the day. And then there's just always that time of like, oh, God, when you see beer commercials, you're like, God, that looks delicious.
They're all happy and beautiful.
Yeah.
Best fucking thing ever. That's what I'm saying. And like, for me, it's a cheeseburger. But okay, I admit, it will kill, and that will kill me.
Well, you know what? You just said that, and there's a cheeseburger place I want to try out here that I'm going to probably go to today.
Oh,
Which
God,
one?
you just fucked me up. Name it. What is it called?
I don't want to name it
it's
because everybody's going to go. I'll tell you
You
afterwards.
tell me afterwards. But it's,
yeah.
So see, here's where my mind is. It's like, it's Friday. We got it. We got through the week, baby.
But then it's Saturday
and that's
it's
the
Sunday.
weekend. So we should be taking
That's what
it
happens.
easy.
Like
Make
pretty
them,
recently.
just go out and make them that smoothie. Just
Oh,
try it. Just do
There's an idea.
the chocolate one and then do the green one.
I
and then
will.
you'll be fine.
I'm excited.
I will.
Yeah.
But you
Start-
gotta
then,
not
dude,
order.
I'm telling you. Then you
I'm
just start.
excited for
If
that
you start
smoothie roll.
eating well,
Next-
the fat has nowhere to hide. It just
Right,
doesn't. It
right.
just it's like it's just over.
All right, you come back on this show, and I'm gonna be skinny, and I'm gonna call it the Bill Burr. Ethan's no longer fat.
No, here's the thing. I gave you like literally. I just scraped the surface. Okay, and what you want to do is get a nutritionist. Do not listen to your listeners who's going to be, actually, there's studies about almond milk and all, and there's going to be a zillion things.
So you're
That's why I got a nutritionist, because if you go on and you try to learn yourself on the internet and you don't know what you're doing, just the first, 3 pages are all dominated by evil food people, where it's just like, no, you're not getting away, and it's just, and then it's like trying to give money to a charity.
Right,
How the fuck
right.
do I know that this is a legit one?
That's so true.
How do I know? And it's just so.
okay. I think I do need to get a nutritionist,
I agree.
but I tried a diet where I got a personal trainer, and she's like, I want you to eat high-fat ground beef, cheese, avocado. I was like, are you sure this is going to make me lose weight?
Yeah, that what? And then
It's
what?
like, it's like the, no.
Yeah,
well,
you shit out of fucking.
I was like,
what's your block?
I was like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
no, it's like
what is
all
that?
of
That's the
Well,
The keto style.
I
was
think
like,
what they do is a lot of those personal trainers, what they have is they have down to like a formula how to have you do like a Biggest Loser weight drop and like how to quickly just cut things down
Yeah.
and look amazing, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't like, I really.
That's
It's not
not
healthy.
sustainable.
Yeah.
you can't. That's not.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
scared the hell out of me when she was like,
Everything you just said, I'm like, how is this going to move through my body?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the lubricant? Where is the
right.
what is going to get me? Oh, well, you drink a stick of butter. Okay. And I know there's a lot of lies about nutrition, but that just goes too far.
Yeah, I think we all can
Just
understand.
take
that
a
there's
handful of raw bacon and dunk it in butter juice and then suck that down. It's just like, all right. You sure? Everything was a lie that you were told. It's just like, all right. It's just like, this is either 100% right or I'm going to Jonestown. So that might, and I don't know anything about that diet, but I found what I've been doing has been working from you.
Okay,
So
I like
try it out.
Yeah.
It's
Get
the
yourself a
being a
nutritionist.
healthy, reasonable human being diet.
Yeah, and if you just like really just and then once you get yourself into shape, if you just kind of stay on the diet
Right.
and just stay like, because I did this like a year ago and I quit drinking and everything, and I've pretty much, I would always go up to like $190 and then be like, oh, fuck this, and I go down to 168 and people are like, oh my God, you look sick. And I'm like, all right, now I'm good. Hey, I can have a cheeseburger. And then I got the fucking crack
It's
back
the
in my vein.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
you.
so that-
Ethan
all
can
right.
have a great week,
Yeah.
and then it's the weekend, and it's like the weekend, and then it's back.
All
to-
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Whatever
I'm
was
doing
before.
it. I like it. I've never thought to get nutrition.
just to help you out, you've made that point 3 times, and it's going to fire up his engines. All right, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Look at me being like not choosing sides.
You're the mediator.
Because you're right.
there.
You're right.
No, I know she's right. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
she is. Look at her. She's in
she-
shape, and you're a
But
fucking
you know
mess
what?
over here.
But you know
Oh
what?
my God.
First of all, I accept that.
You look like you just had a kid. I mean, come on, man.
I
You
know.
gotta do something.
I
here.
wish I was pregnant. I could just lose this weight immediately. You know what I
It doesn't
mean?
quite work that way. But yeah.
But the thing is that Hila doesn't understand, and people like her
Okay, I'll
don't
shut up.
understand.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
done.
not have a fight here,
That's
guys.
it, I'm
we're
done.
here to promote my special, not to end your marriage.
Bill, but no, but I think this is an important point. She doesn't have the fat disease that I have. She's like, Ethan, why don't you just
I
why don't you
know,
just eat
but
a
I can
salad?
understand it.
Here comes the excuses.
Yes,
I'm just saying
I'm
it's
living
harder
with
for
you.
other
I
people.
see it.
It isn't.
I live with
Yeah,
you.
it's harder because
I know
you,
what you're going through because I see it.
You haven't.
She
I've
doesn't
been
not
with
harder.
you this
It's
whole
not. You know
time.
what's harder? The crying adults that have to sew together our clothes in a sweatshop. That's what's difficult. Okay, you live in America. It's just easy. Okay, you don't have to stand in.
Interesting
You don't have
point.
to stand in bread lines or anything like that. No, you know something. Seriously, if you look over your shoulder every once in a while, you'll see how fortunate you are. It's just you haven't. What it is just so fucking bogged down by all the mistakes that you've thrown down your fucking pie hole. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just being blunt here.
Okay, go ahead.
That it's hard to get up off the couch. It is. It's like if you haven't tried to touch your toes in forever, the first time you do it, you're never going to want to do it again. But it's all just like, I remember seeing this thing about like addiction where it was saying that junkies basically will go through 30 years, up to 30 years of misery to just avoid 1 week of hell. So all you got to do is you got to get the locomotive going. And then what happens is you're going to get addicted to, like, I got myself to the point when I'm eating right and everything that if something has too much sugar into it, I'm like, whoa, what is wrong with that? I'm talking literally like peanut butter. And my whole life, I never noticed that. And I used to think like, oh, I just have a sweet tooth. You know what I mean? My dad has a sweet tooth. I got it from him. It's like, no, he was cooking the meals. Everybody, it's just like he's passing it on.
It's true.
Yeah, here's the works, kid. Tie yourself
All
off.
right, Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen, fat shaming me here on my own show. No, I'm kidding.
Came from a place of love.
Yeah, I know I'm fat. Nobody know. Everybody, I'm the fat. Listen,
You're not that bad.
You're not. Yeah, and that's the thing.
dude.
You're not.
Okay,
Okay.
There's-
I feel like we've
I'm
spent way too much
done.
time talking about how fat I am.
And there's a little bit of self-loathing because you're wearing the
Absolutely.
horizontal stripes.
Well, and look at my gut. Do you see how my gut is like you don't sit like? I mean,
There's all kinds of stuff.
Let's get this.
I'm telling you, if you
Dude,
start going down that road, then you get yourself a masseuse, work out all the fucking shit, all the gristle and crap you got in your body. It's amazing. Then you start stretching. Yeah.
Stretching?
Dude, stretching
You know
is
what
one of
I
the most
realized?
underrated things ever. I did it this morning. I was like, oh my God. And I'm at the age now, if I don't do it every 3 days, like all of a sudden, like everything just like tightens up because I'm old as shit.
Right.
And it's like, I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV for like, an hour. I'll think maybe an hour, 40 minutes or something. And when I stand up, it feels like the first step of the day. You know that first step of the day when you got out of the bed, you're like, oh my God, am I going to blow out my Achilles?
Yeah.
Here's another good one for you. These are all old man tips. Before you get out of bed in the morning, all right? Take your toes, point them at your knees.
Oh.
All right? For like, however long you can stay.
Damn, that's that.
Like 15, 20 seconds. Then point it the other way. Gently. Go gently.
That's some old man shit
Yeah.
right there.
And then do counterclockwise and then clockwise. And that first step to the bathroom is butter.
I'm doing that right now.
If you just wake up and take that step, it's like, you feel like you played in the NFL for like 9 years.
Oh man. But you know what I noticed, and Eli, you're not gonna like the sound of this. I was in the shower recently. I'm at the fattest I've been in probably my whole life, and I realized to see my penis, I had to kind of lean over a little bit.
Yeah, you got to put your hand on the tile.
Yeah, I kind of had.
You don't slip on your
had
wet
to
feet
lean,
there.
because there's the joke like, oh, you're too fat when you can't see your own penis.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt
That's
that was,
a little overrated. I think your dick should be like erect at some level because the thing fucking hangs down. It's inherently like it's going to lead you to bulimia.
no. Yeah, I don't need to be.
Dick hangs down. It's got no fucking life unless it's in the game.
Okay, I couldn't see my pubes.
All right, that's pubes. Yeah,
I couldn't even see my pubes. I was like, I don't know what is happening.
Yeah, your pubes are
You know
like
what
the
I mean?
short porch at the old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
A couple sports fans got that.
Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't
Dude,
have to be.
you're not that bad. You're not that bad. I'm telling you, like you can, like you actually have the perfect body type for the before and after. Because you're not like I need surgery and I got flaps and all of this shit. Nobody has to cut you out of your shed.
All right.
Your shame shed where you're sitting there.
I know. That's where I spend my whole day.
Dude, you know what's the worst thing as far as food that just came out and I don't know when, the last year or so I finally noticed them, is those like bags of M&Ms that you could literally, they're big enough to feed a horse with, those things, and they say family size. And people are just getting those on a flight. Just the misery of being on a just jammed
It's like
in the back.
100 bags.
Oh, of glory.
What kind of M&Ms do you like? Classic or peanut butter? Or the
I like the peanut ones, but ever since they came out with the almond ones.
You're an almond guy, I noticed.
Yeah, but I like the I like when I go to the movies, I always I get the small popcorn and then I get the yellow M&Ms. That's the ones I get.
You pour them in. People do that.
Pour them in what?
People pour the M&Ms in the popcorn.
I don't get that.
That's the sugar salt. That's the speedball.
But
It's like Coke and heroin for a fatty. It literally is. That's what like I didn't know anything about eating something salty and then you want something sugary. I never knew that until I had a fat roommate and he told me about it.
He knew about it.
He's like, dude, you ever eat? Yeah. That's what. Then ever since he fucking taught me that, he taught me how to fucking.
Was he
tie
saying it to you like how to get high? Because he's like, hey man, you know how you really want to enjoy sugar.
Yeah, no, that's the fucking thing. Dude. I'm telling you, I used to do a bit about that in my act. How all of that shit, like when I was a kid, a candy bar was a candy bar, and ice cream was ice cream.
Right.
Okay. Fat people who just went over the rails were the ones who were like, what if I take this and stick it in that? And then the ice cream companies ripped them off.
Right.
But they never sued them because they were so ashamed to waddle up and be like, hey, I came up with that. Right? Like the shit that some of my fat friends have done with food. I mean, it's like, it's not even like mainstream porn. It's like the Fed should come in and grab your hard drive.
Oh man,
that was a shock
You should
to
have
me.
to call your neighbors that you moved in. You have to tell your neighbors that you moved into that neighborhood, so when they go to their barbecue, they know what the fuck they're in for. But I'm telling you, man, you can like really, if you get a nutritionist, it's anything else. You would like, if you want to learn something, if you learn how to fight, you go to like a dojo and somebody learns how to fight. This fucking shit where you try to figure it out Or you talk to somebody at a bar going, you know what's good? You know what's good? Eat the pistachios. Eat pistachios with the shells, because that's what the nutrition's. Oh, really? Just listen to this shit. Half the shit that I told you was probably wrong because I'm trying to.
But it sounds good.
It
makes sense. It's all whole. Okay, I'm gonna drink the shakes.
Yeah, there you go.
Either what you want? Did you want to?
I was gonna say that I had a.
Get up and stretch. Just literally eat a smoothie. And she'll probably make it for you.
Dude.
I would.
I
would.
Make me
I'll
smoothie,
make you. I'll make you the whole
that's my
diet.
computer.
Sounds like the beginning of a hit love song. If you make me a smoothie.
I was gonna say it was such a shock to me
piano
the
keys.
food here.
I love it.
Moving from Israel, seeing the food here, like breakfast, people eat like okay, eggs and pancake, but it's not just one pancake. They'll get like a pile of pancakes
No, the American.
with like a stick of butter
We just
on
call
top.
it a stack. We're a pile. You're really
And
describing
no,
how
they're
high
calling
it
it breakfast.
A stack. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the breakfast.
pile of pancakes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's true.
If that was written that way in the menu, I'd be like, oh, wait a minute. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
A stack? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like money. Yeah, I'm fucking crushing it. I got mad stacks, yo. Mad stacks of pancakes.
But it's true.
That's America to me. They'll take something and they'll like take it too far.
And you know what I
That's
call
it.
that? I call that nap food. When I see like pancakes, waffles, all that shit with butter and syrup, that is nap food. You're gonna
You go
eat
to
that and be
sleep.
like, oh my god, this is amazing. And you're lucky if you don't fucking drive into a tree on the ride home, depending on how far away your apartment or house is from that breakfast place. Yeah, you just have to be like conscious of it.
I mean, in Israel, breakfast is healthy.
It sucks.
And the world is stacked against me because when I go to the grocery store, when I go wherever, even if I want to go out to eat, it's like all these motherfuckers gotta play me dirty.
Yeah, they're gonna. But you know what? It just takes solace, and most people are starving around the world.
Fuck them.
So the idea.
They weren't born in America, all right? They got their own issues, okay?
Yeah. I tell you, like
we got different issues.
I know we do. And like this is like the most prickly you've been on your podcast. This is a big thing. This is his mountain. This is your mountain. You know what you're gonna realize? A lot of times you think it's a mountain, and all you're doing is stepping up on a curb. I'm telling you. You
That's
just
beautiful.
Yeah, you really think that it's just
You are motivating me
fucking
though.
thing.
Because you are motivating me, you know. Thank
much
you.
as a dick as I am, I root for people.
I
don't
know
like
you do.
seeing
I know.
people fucking
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing that.
Yeah. Well, we're nearing an hour.
Okay.
And
I
don't
think
want
we-
to
I
keep you
think,
over
you know,
schedule.
I think we fixed
We
you.
said
You
it.
guys
We-
didn't help me out at
we
all.
said it
what
all.
the fuck? I'm supposed to be a guest here.
Oh well.
can
First
we
of all,
do?
guys, we Paper Tiger, for Christ's sake, go watch it on Netflix.
Go watch
you all
it.
have
You have
Netflix.
to watch it. It's a masterpiece.
It's
Thank you.
such a fun time, such a great.
And I
special.
forgot to give credit in all the things. Andrew Themelis is the one that took that picture of me
I
hugging
love
my
the
daughter.
picture.
Oh, that was.
I love
loved
the picture.
it. I loved it.
so beautiful.
Yeah, so do
Yeah.
I.
Yeah, it warmed my heart when that came on
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah. Well, you know, I hope people see the picture. That would mean that they watched it.
They
till the
watched
end.
it to
They
the
will.
end. Yeah, exactly. True fans only. The Mandalorian. Wow, Disney Plus actually found a way to make me pay for a Disney streaming platform. I never.
I'm
thought.
not going to lie to you. Even if I wasn't in that, I would be like, I think we got to get that.
Right?
Well,
It's
Favreau
just
always makes
exciting.
everything that he makes.
Yeah.
You know, I've always liked, and I just when I saw this, man, he's like a total like Star Wars freak.
Yeah,
So
he's the
it's
perfect guy.
it is in good hands.
Those Disney guys know how to make money, huh? Those motherfuckers know how to make $1.
Well, there's a reason they've been around forever.
Did you ever think that Walt Disney, he was making these little mouse cartoons, thought that it would become like one of the biggest, most powerful corporations in the world? Like, how did that?
Do you know the carousel in Griffith Park? Do you know?
No.
Oh, you'll know it because you got a kid.
Yeah.
I got a kid, so you find out where the carousels are.
Mhm.
And that was originally was in San Diego, and then it moved up. They moved it up to Griffith Park, and that was the thing that he wrote on, and that gave him the idea to make Disneyland.
Really?
Yeah. So that's
That's
why LA is
crazy.
cool, man. Everybody like
I
shits
do-
on it and stuff, and Hollywood and blah
Yeah.
blah.
I
There's
love
like all
LA.
this cool. It's like, oh, is that where that like came from?
Yeah. You notice
And then
that?
random people you run into.
You notice this phenomenon that outside LA, everyone shits on LA, and inside LA, nobody.
Well, it depends on how you're doing in this business.
I get.
If you're not doing well in this business, you're like, I fucking hate it.
I get
Everybody's so
in the
plastic and
business,
fake.
yeah.
It's like, oh yeah,
Right,
there's no
that's
fake
true.
people. You know, New York, they're so much realer. Oh yeah, they're so
exactly.
honest down there on Wall Street.
Right. Exactly.
It's just more like where you're happy or whatever. But then you can like go to a place and not be happy there and not have to shit all over it and think that everybody, you know, if you're doing stand up, it's okay, I guess, to kind of make jokes about it. But like, you know, it's not a happy way to go through the world. Like that's why I love traveling with New Yorkers, because they come from this giant city and they have such a small time view of the world. And if they literally cannot do exactly what they do on their fucking block, oh, this fucking place sucks. Can't go to Italian. It's like we're in
True.
Texas. Get some Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Learn how to ride a horse. Shoot a gun. Do what they do here.
Yeah.
Go see a fucking band. I mean, find out. Like, it's not like there's people, like, people will have fun wherever they're at. Find out what the fuck they do for fun. And then, even if you're not into it, you get that experience. But to just sit there, you know.
Well,
Like, I just love, like, I always love going on the road and, like, people be, like, wanting to go to, like, a fucking food chain. The same one that's, like, right down the street. I get it, that maybe if you're lonely or whatever, there's familiarity of it. But it's just kind of like, you don't want to try to find out, like,
what's the spot?
let's try to go to the spot before Guy Fieri blows it up and there's 9,000 people in the line, you know?
But I'm a native to SoCal, and I didn't know that people talk shit about LA till I lived in New York for a year. And everybody there, it's like the butt of every joke is Los Angeles.
Yeah, it was
And it
really
shocked
weird.
the hell out of me. I didn't know that there was that
What,
stigma.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That shocked the hell out of you
Oh.
that LA has a
I
phony
never
vibe?
heard anybody. I grew up here, and I never.
Well, you didn't grow up
Oh.
in LA. You grew
I
up
grew
in
up in
Ventura.
It's
so-
close, SoCal, whatever. But you know, I've been in California. My
No,
whole
I
life,
that makes sense then. Yeah.
But I was like, oh man, everybody hates LA. I love it.
They don't even know what they hate, a lot of them.
That's
Yeah.
Look,
true.
if you lived here and you hated it, then I'll be like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
But so many people are like, oh, going out there, those plastic fucking phony people. You know what I do love is plastic surgery is now a plague across the entire United States.
Unbelievable.
Well, if you go to Beverly Hills, then the LA stereotype, you see it there.
No, they get a bad rap. Dude, go down to Orange County. Go to Dallas,
Really?
Texas.
Oh.
Go to Miami. Dude, it
Really?
is fucking crazy. Even like the guys, like just sitting there with the...
It's
Ooh.
unbelievable.
I think I'm not. Some people take it so far. I mean, it must be some kind of like psychological disease because they see themselves not as we see them, right?
I literally think it's like just like getting tattoos. You just like into it.
Because their face start to look like they were like stung by a hive of bees.
Dude, people get tattoos on their face now.
I know,
Yeah.
but like,
Like the face was the forbidden zone. Even like but when I was a kid, if you had sleeve tattoos, you know what I mean? That means you were like in a biker gang, you fucking killed
Right.
somebody, like you were a badass. But even those guys back in the day, they didn't fuck with their face, you know?
Yeah, it's a.
They want to look pretty in that mugshot, right?
I feel like it's gone to the extreme, and now it's gonna go like out of fashion. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think
I think it's been
I don't want to
kinda like-
trash these people. Maybe, but like, goddamn, like this is one famous guy. Dude, that's a disease. That's not normal.
he was a really good-looking guy.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
that most of these people were really very beautiful. Like
He literally looks like he's wearing like a presidential, one of those presidential
Right,
masks,
correct.
like the Ronald Reagan one or
it
something.
does.
Oh,
I mean, this
boy.
one. I mean, again, I'm not. You know, everyone's got their issues, right? But
Well, I think with these ones, if you notice, they were really attractive when they were younger, and maybe that was a lot of their currency or whatever,
Yes.
and then they just try. That's the
But-
great thing about being a fucking 4 your whole life.
right, exactly.
You age great.
But-
Dude, you look great. That's because I look like shit when I was younger.
Yeah. But actually, she's 150, so I don't know. Maybe we should. Maybe she does look good.
You know, it's my more of a problem
gag.
for me is seeing younger people now. Like this is different, but I feel like now it's in fashion for young people, like girls. They get all
I
the
agree.
fillers, the
Yeah,
lips.
It's a shame.
They
All
do.
right, let's leave these people
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
that's
right.
like,
You're
you know,
right.
I'm a
You're
fan
right.
of most of those people.
You're right. I shouldn't have ever pulled that up. Let's get it. Let's close this before I
Look, you're a little
blow
nervous.
this.
You're not getting your burgers. You're gonna have a
I'm
smoothie. It's like it is fucking with
I'm
your world,
shaking.
dude. It's fucking, I'm telling you, it's
You know
the
what I
best-
had
the
for
best thing you can do
breakfast?
for yourself.
This morning for breakfast, I had 2 hard-boiled eggs and unsweetened oatmeal. Not bad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It sounds a
Not
little
bad.
sad.
It,
Hard-boiled egg is that's a tough
Yeah.
one. Now here's
I
something
like
I heard.
it.
Here's something I
Little
heard.
salt.
Here's something I heard in a bar was that you want the yolk because the yolk, that's where all the nutrition is in. But then if you have it hard boiled, you kind of cook the shit out of the nutrition.
don't tell me that. I
But
hate
here's
to
the
hear
thing.
that.
I don't even know if that's true.
That can't
I
be.
literally heard somebody say it, and now I'm saying it to you.
And
because I
now,
wanna
now you
seem
fucked
smart.
up my now you fucked up my enjoyment of hard-boiled
Get a
eggs.
nutritionist. Don't listen to a fucking comedian.
Fair enough, guys. Bill Burr, Paper Tiger, Netflix, BillBurr.com. Catch him on tour. Mandalorian, Disney got us all as usual. Those motherfuckers know how to steal my good money. That's about it. That's all we got to say about it this
All right.
time.
Thank
Next
you guys
time,
for having me.
next
Thank
time
you
see
for
me, I'm gonna be a
coming.
skinny almond shake drinking machine.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Probably not.
I would start like a journal on what you want to do and have and write down what you want to accomplish that day, because this shit in here is fucking, that is on a loop and it'll really easily spin you off if you really like. It's like the level of dedication, you know what I mean? That's why all those shows are so funny, where they try to fix a family in one episode. All those self-help, you need to stop doing this and you need to stop doing that. All right, that's the show. It's just like,
I think you just did a Dr. Phil.
yeah. He's one of my favorite. My favorite thing he did recently. Kevin Hart's out of the hospital, so he did this thing about when talking about old cars, and it's just like I was just going, what the fuck? He starts off, he's like, I don't know Kevin Hart, but I got a big house and an old car, and I want to talk about it. It was essentially what he was saying.
That was a segue.
Old cars are not as safe as new cars. Oh, really? Did you just want to show off your house and your fucking car? I mean, it's one of the funniest things. I saw a comedian do that at a benefit because there was a bunch of industry there, and they saw it was like like an industry move, and they came up on stage. I didn't know so and so, but I always heard. He's like, the fuck off the stage. This is the memorial. This person wants somebody to use it as a career. I don't know Kevin Hart. That's become like a catchphrase in my house now when you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
I love
whatever
that.
you say, like a nutrition. Like if you knew the joke, you would have been like, I don't know Kevin Hart, but I'm going to weigh into the situation to show you that I have a beautiful Bel Air in front of a house that's bigger than most of the malls y'all go to. All right,
love
that's
that.
it.
Good times. Great times, everybody. All right.
All right,
Well,
All
thank
right.
you.
yeah,
Have a nice
thank you
I'll
very
see you later.
much. Wish you all the best, all good things,
Yes.
and God's blessings to you.
Enjoy
Guys,
the
we'll see you next
weekend.
week.
All right, I'll give you the other recipe.
Yeah, we have some smoothie chat to get to, so we're gonna wish you guys adieu. Appreciate y'all and take care. Ta ta.